movie with a young Chinese girl in Switzerland, and two of the other films are very dark black comedies, but completely based in Germany and Switzerland. Well, the release of Tandoori Love will be in Europe, in Switzerland, beginning of the year in January. And then Germany will follow, Austria, and the market premiere of the film will be at the Berlin Film Festival, the famous Berlin Film Festival in February. And there we hope, of course, to make some good sales and hopefully also to India.
Our reporter also spoke to Martin Skitch, an actor in the film, who told us about his role in the movie.
Really responsible in this movie for the Swiss part. I'm like the base, so that's my home where everything happens. And these Indian people, they are doing this Bollywood movie very nearby my restaurant. And so everything starts to happen with the meeting of the cook of this Bollywood group and my fiancé. So my wife meets this wonderful cook, and he brings a completely different world into our world, and he has a certain fascination for my fiancé, and I don't get it. I'm also very fascinated by his way of cooking, by his way of being, and I try to involve him more and more, and I don't realize that actually they come together and I stay out.
He also shared with us his experience of working with Indian actors.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just worked with Vijay, so I didn't meet the other actors, because in the story there is only a small connection point with me, because I'm more on the other part of the story, and I enjoyed very much just to see this kind of playing a character. It's really different from what we usually do. We are going much more for hiding feelings and showing like in a very complicated way to explain somehow what we want to say, what is really the European culture. So if we are sad, we don't cry, we rather go for telling jokes. I would absolutely enjoy to work in Indian movie, and I hope there is possibilities to produce stories that involve other cultures, like a Swiss guy coming to India and and meeting I don't know, or having a Indian wedding, whatever. I mean, there is a lot of potential to do, and it is a lot of fun also, because there always, when culture meets, it's a lot of misunderstanding.
Welcome back, you're with Goa365. The 17,000 square meter ground at Goa Vela is at the center of a tug of war between the Directorate of Sports and Youth Affairs and the locals.
The noble intentions of the DSYA to build a sports complex on the said grounds have not gone down too well with the residents of the Goa Vela, as Jagdish Bobe, the Sarpanch of Goa Vela, explained.
We had received a file for approval for a village school playground from Directorate of Sports. The ground was supposed to be built by or what, I don't know, but for JSIDC. So we placed it for a Gram Sabha meeting held in October. So what villagers pointed out that in other villages like in Santa Cruz, Taligaon or Agasai, there are grounds built by the Directorate of Sports, but 90% of the time they are locked. Now if you want to use the ground, you have to go all the way to Director of Sports, spend money, spend time, spend petrol, everything, waste about 8 to 10 days, and then get the booking. So in view of that, these problems we will be facing. So before starting of the ground, because once it is completed, nobody will be bothered, nobody will hear our grievances.
Despite the Goa Vela Panchayat's proposal to the DSYA remaining unanswered, the locals noticed officials supposedly from the DSYA carrying out what appeared to be initial groundwork for construction at the ground. And this is what brought the locals to their feet recently. The DSYA also purportedly claimed that the ground is being developed so as to benefit students from the nearby schools as well as the children of the village. But Mr. Bobe had a counter question to the claim.
Because they are claiming that it is for village play school ground. So villagers said if it is for village play school grounds, we will form a committee with the principals, headmasters of the schools in the village.
Another cause of concern to the villagers of Goa Vela is that the said ground is in close proximity to the national highway running through the village, And with the new bypass alignment shifting towards the ground, the villagers fear that the spot may be an open invitation to accidents. Mr. Bobe also claimed that the DSYA had not sought permission from the National Highway Authority for the construction of the complex and raised another issue regarding the size of the proposed ground.
The size of the ground is not the standard size. So what money they are spending, 6 crores, 8 crores or 10 crores, whatever, it may be even 5 rupees. But if the standard size ground is not there, no official games can be played.
Our efforts to seek a statement on the matter from Susan D'Souza, the director of the DSYA, were unsuccessful as Ms. D'Souza is presently on an official tour to China. The North Goa section of the Goan People's Film Festival, organized by the Goacom Manch in Panjim, ended on Tuesday evening with the screening of short films based on the impact that the media has had in the rural areas of the country and a discussion on the same.
The Indian film director Stalin K, whose film was screened at the festival, spoke to Goa365 about the impact of documentaries on viewers and the public at large.
If there is no impact, you would not see continued interest of filmmakers in subjects of human rights violations. If there was no impact, nobody would have been depressed long time back and said, nothing is happening, let's just quit doing what we are doing. Clearly there is an impact. The impacts are many levels. It creates small changes, and these changes are there to be, there are recorded changes of how government takes actions after making a film or seeing a film. How communities have started taking action after seeing films, how people have been mobilized. And remember, you and me are who we are by seeing and hearing and reading other people's experiences. We've been inspired, we've been moved by a lot of stories, a lot of media, a lot of books, a lot of literature. So similarly, it would only be wise to expect that rural people also will be moved by other people's experiences which come to them via films or via newspapers or via storybooks or via songs or dances.
Jason Fernandez, organizing committee member of the festival, spoke about the response elicited by the festival.
The Goan People's Film Festival was organized by the Goacom Manch to protest the silence of the state on very crucial and important questions to the Goan public that we have been asking. The films that were shown at the festival were films relating to the issues of anti-SEZ movement, the anti-speculative real estate housing movement, and the anti-mining movement. We showed this under the themes of change in Goa's villages, the focus on tribal persons' livelihoods in Goa. The issue of tribal livelihoods is totally ignored in Goa. We also received documentaries from various documentary makers from across India.
The second segment of the film festival will now be held at Kolva in South Goa from 27th to the 29th of November. The chairperson of the Murmagaon Municipal Council, Kritesh Gaonkar, appeared annoyed that he, as a chairman of the MMC, was slighted by the Congress for overseeing arrangements at Baina, Vasco for the 39th International Film Festival of India.
Mr. Gaonkar was also critical of the Congress for not taking its coalition partner into confidence in the organization of programs for the festival.
NCP and Congress is a coalition government, and here in Vasco we have our revenue minister Joseph Philip D'Souza. So Congress should have taken him in confidence while organizing this event in Vasco. I am a chairperson of Vasco, so at least we should have chairperson and councillor should have been taken in confidence.
After Jose Philip D'Souza, the revenue minister, who is the Vasco MLA, boycotted IFFI 2008, that is currently underway in the state, the Murmagaon municipal councillors followed suit.
As we are part of the council, then they have not taken any of us into confidence. We are boycotting it. They have not taken our chairperson and the minister and the MLA into confidence. It looks like ego problem. Some people need to settle up with their ego issues.
With that, we come to an end of this bulletin. We'll be back with more news and analysis from the news desk of Goa365. Until then, goodbye.